Hey everybody, it's Mike Young. I am a digitalnomad.net and also the founder of the Tesla High Mileage Club. And I want to give you my history so far on air conditioning compressors in my Tesla Model X. I've got a Tesla Model X 2017. I'm recording this video right now in early May 2025. So the battery warranty's over, the drive warranty's over, but just rest assured I'm on my original battery and original motors, original brakes too, but I am not on the original air conditioning compressor, and that's what this video is about. I'm on my fourth, okay? So I'll tell you that right now up front, fourth one. I've had to pay for 2 replacements, and this last one was done under warranty, so there was no cost to me. So let me tell you what happened the first time. First of all, go to TeslaHighMileageClub.com, which is a Facebook group, look on the featured posts, and you'll find a procedure for cleaning the radiator or air conditioning condenser, is what they call it, in the front of the car. And I, from my own personal experience, would say that I would recommend doing that once a year. Okay, I know Tesla says there's very little to no maintenance on the cars, but I would say almost for certain once a year is what you want to do, because if you don't do that, the system becomes less efficient. Crap and crud gets in there. I've seen some people put a pre-filter where their front bumper is, but I would recommend cleaning it chemically. And the procedure for doing that is on one of the featured posts. So scroll back in the featured post on Tesla High Mileage Club at TeslaHighMileageClub.com. Okay, so I didn't do that, but even without doing that, my first compressor lasted until what was it, October of 2022. October of 2022. It wasn't that long ago. And I had not even cleaned the compressor at that point, or the condenser, which is the radiator, which is on the floor below the frunk. It's way down below. And it's the design. It gives you a frunk, but it means it's a pain in the ass to clean. So follow the procedure, use a vacuum first, and then use chemicals to clean it, and do it once a year. You probably never have to replace your compressor if you do that, because you'll be running at peak efficiency. Just change your air filters inside, and that's no big deal. But the cleaning the compressor, or the condenser, the radiator, that's the big deal. All right, so what happened? October, it just started randomly shutting off in late summer there in 2022. And I didn't know what was going on. So Tesla said it needed a bunch of new parts, which it probably did anyway, because it had 220,000 miles on it, okay? And there had been nothing done to it at that point in time. So I think like a new main fan at under the radiator condenser, which is nice, because that probably would have just gone anyway at some point. And then they did the compressor. Now, I didn't say at the time to make sure that you vacuum out the system, although I saw that on there because they said it was because of compressor failure. And I didn't say to add compressor oil, but I would always remind folks to do that, especially the compressor oil. Well, actually, the vacuuming is just as important. Get metal shavings out of there. So that was the first replacement. So now I'm on compressor number 2. Second replacement, and it didn't really run right after that. That's when I discovered, I think it was not until 2023, that I cleaned my radiator condenser for the first time, because I realized even with that, it still wasn't working like it used to. And of course, there's no maintenance interval for that. So second replacement was August of 2024. So it was a little less than 2 years after the first compressor at 290,000 miles, only 70,000 miles that was put on that one, and it needed to be replaced. Now again, I started cleaning at that point in time, so I figured, well, maybe this is the last time. And I reminded them, I think I did. Well, actually, no, I didn't remind them about vacuuming and putting the compressor oil in at the proper amount. I wish I did, but I didn't do that. And let's see, fast forward so that was August 2024, that was last year. It also seemed to make some noise. And again, maybe it was because the compressor oil wasn't done, maybe it was because there's metal shavings in there. And I'd already cleaned it twice at that point in time. I cleaned the radiator twice and done a really good job too. That's the thing, if you hire somebody to do it, even Tesla, it's hard to see, to know if they've done a good job. So you will know if you've done a good job if you do it yourself. And it takes some time. I noticed some noises for sure. I could tell from making videos, you may have seen some of my videos before, you can tell when a compressor's going bad. It just starts to make some signature noises. And I noticed them in March of this year, and I brought it back, And thankfully, so I've already paid twice to replace the air conditioning compressor. This time they did it under warranty. So I had already put about 315, 290, 25,000 miles, and it was since August, and they honored it under the warranty, which is awesome. So I didn't have to pay for that. And then they even suggested to me that they would put in a new type of a custom cover that they had to order, and that's why I'm here today. They're putting in the custom cover for me, also no cost, because this custom cover is supposed to reduce noise. Not to say that was ever an issue with me, but they're willing to do it for free, and it'll be quieter operation, but I still know what to look for if I have a problem. And I did make sure to tell them when they did the replacement a few weeks ago to vacuum everything out real good and put the right amount of compressor oil. So hopefully I won't have any problems. Hopefully this will be the last compressor for some time. And I intend to still keep riding with this car as long as I can ride it, you know, giving you updates at Tesla High Mileage Club. You may be watching this on the Tesla High Mileage Club YouTube channel, or you may be watching it on the adigitalnomad.net YouTube channel, but either one I'm going to update. So that is, I think that's it. That's my story so far at, where am I? I'm getting close to 320 now because they replaced about 315, almost 320,000 miles. Again, original battery pack, original motors, original brakes. And aside from that, things are going pretty good. So let me know any comments you have. Share this with people that have an older Tesla, anything over 100,000 miles, and anybody who has one that's more than a year old, to remind them to clean their condenser/radiator once a year, and the proper things you want to mention if you ever have to get a compressor replacement. Thanks for watching.